Okay, guys, sure. Let's see JSP colon useBean, JSP colon setProperty, and JSP colon getProperty tags of a JSP. Just now we learned about JSP Java beans. The beans are the reusable component which are present in a Java, which has private data members, or you can call member variables, and public setters and getter methods. Similarly, to utilize the setters and getter properties in my beans, I to work with the beans in JSP, I have tag called JSP colon useBean. The syntax to work with the JSP colon useBean is left angle bracket JSP colon useBean followed by the list of attributes separated by the spaces. Need not to give the comma here. And JSP colon use beans is used for creating or you can call locating. Locating means already created objects or creating an object of a Java bean class. So what are the attributes of a JSP colon use bean? So the attributes are ID, class, scope, bean name, type. So what is the meaning of ID? The ID is nothing but a instance name or object name, or you can call a reference name. Okay. The way you create student bean SB is equal to new student bean of that SB will act as a instance name or object name. The class name. Suppose the class is present in a tech4.csmss.student. So you have to give the same name class assignment operator tech4.csmss.student bean class. Okay. Do not mention directly only student bean. You have to give the fully qualified name. So fully qualified name of a Java bean class. Scope, that object where you want to keep. We want to keep in a specific scope like request scope, or maybe in application scope, or maybe in session scope, or maybe in page scope. So already we learned four types of scope in previous sessions. If you keep an object, if you keep a value in a specific scope, that will be visible to that to that criteria only. If I keep in page, it will be available within the page like request. Okay, like a local variables. If I keep the request, if the JSP is in chaining or solid is in chaining, okay, if two or three solids are towards J3 JSP in chaining, that will be request attribute values will be sent from one resource to second resource to third resource, and same can be forwarded to the browsers if they are in chaining. If the web resource program is not in chaining, it will be visible to the only first JSP or a solid program or a web resource program. Next session, what are the attributes I keep in a session will be visible to all the web resource programs, okay, or all the web pages. Next, application. So bean class object is available for all the pages within the context. Here, context is nothing but a whole web application. Okay. Generally, I used to call context root name, context root name. What is the context? That web application, right? Okay. Session, within the session, request for that specific request, page for the single page, for a single web resource program. That may be solid or that may be a JSP. So next, bean name, a logical name. Okay, not physical name, logical name. Type, reference, class name. Fine. So let's see some of the examples by using this syntax, JSP colon use bean attributes. So JSP colon use bean ID, I give the what is the ID here? The instance name or object name. Okay, reference name. ST, class name, I give the fully qualified name. That is, the student bean class is present in a package called P1, and I wish to keep this ST. This ST is a reference of a P1.studentBean class, bean class, and I want to keep this ST object within the session. If I keep this object within the session, means all the web resource program who are participating in the session, in the session scope, can able to get the object of a ST, and they can able to get the object of a ST. Means that ST object, what are the data members and what are the getter setter methods are present, they can access those getter setter methods, and they can access all the data members or member variable of that student bean class. Next, similarly, I can skip the ST object in the request scope. It will be available to that request only and that response only. Okay, so let me add some note point with respect to this example. So this above example one statement creates P1. What is the P1 here? It's a package. Student bean class object having the name, or with the name. What is the name I mentioned here? ST. Okay, reference name or object name as a st, and places and keeps and keep or place that st object in which scope, guys? In session scope. Okay, if object st is not already available, is not already created or available, already created or not available in session scope, available in session scope. Okay, otherwise it retrieves the object, st from session scope. So how do I create the object? Generally you can create the object by using p1 dot student bin. With respect to second example, this above example, this above example 2, this above statement 2, this above example 2 statement creates the object in request, creates same explanation, just it creates the object in a uh, request scope, request scope. Remaining all are same. Remaining expression are same. But let me add with respect to type now. What is the type here? So I'm creating ABC st new p1 dot student bin. What is the meaning of here ABC? What is the meaning of here ABC? The student bin super class or maybe a super interface is a ABC. So it is holding the reference only, na? It is holding the reference. Means they should be in a relationship. This ABC and P1 dot student bin should be in a relationship, right? Yeah? Okay. So this should be the super and this should be the sub. So let me add the note point here. ST reference type. Here ST reference type is a ABC class. And ST object. In ST object type is spell mistake. Object type is a P1 dot student bin class, and ABC and student bin P1 dot, actually P1 dot student bin must be in a inheritance or is a relationship. Is a relationship means what, guys? Inheritance, right? What is the meaning of has a? What is the meaning of has a relationship? These are the interview questions you should know. So here P1 dot student bin class extends ABC class. In which way? Let me show you. Public class. So let me add, for example, I was not expecting this one, that you may not understand or not. ABC. Understood now? Okay. So can I use superclass reference to the subclass object? Yes or no? Then fine, guys. So first let me cover whole theory about the beans and then I'll go with the Java web application. Okay. So let's next work with the JSP set property. JSP set property. So what is the purpose of set property? Just call set triple X methods, guys. These set triple X methods, okay? And here it performs the same operations, set triple X operations, okay? So this calls set triple X methods. Which methods? Set triple X methods. Actually, setter methods takes parameters. So that's what I have added here. What? Hyphen. I have added here hyphen called set triple X methods on Java Bean class object to set given values, to set or write a given values to bean properties, to bean properties. So let me add the syntax here. What is the syntax? We use the same Control C, and here I pasted. Okay, and followed by the list of attributes. It is also self-closing list of attributes, you can call. Fine. So what are the attributes? Let me write the attributes. Attributes of set property. ATTRIBUTES. What is the attribute? First is property. Okay. Second is name. Third is value. Next is param. Okay. Fine. Let me give the explanation of what is the properties. Here what? Bean property name means what? Variable name. Sorry, not variable. Method names. Setter method names. So bean property name. Property name. We can call triple X part of set triple X methods. Okay. Set triple X methods. Next, let me add here what? Bean name means bean class object name. Bean class object name. You can call here ID. Earlier we provided ID, right? Here is what? ID. Right? Yeah. So this ID. Here is what? ID attribute. ID attribute value given in this ID attribute value. What is the ID attribute value? It's attribute value. Here is ST, right? So here you have to pass ST. Given in which tag, guys? JSP colon useBean tag. UseBean tag. Okay. This is a sub tag actually. Next, value. What is the value you want to pass? String value. So value to be set for bean property. Generally we did in this way, right? This is easy, right? Working with this is easy. But same work I can do by using JSP colon useBean and JSP colon setProperty and getProperty methods. Okay. Next up, here let me add some others. The next here, input, or you can call request, input or request parameter values. Oh, something I made mistake. Value to be set for bean property. Let's put as value or param. Okay. Value or param means what? Any one attribute has to be used at a time. Has to be used at a time only. Okay. Next we shall see about. Okay, let's see one example. So let me use this tag and let me add some of the attribute in this tag. JSP colon set property and use the name. What is the name I added last time here? ST. I should use the same name here. Here is name ST. The next term, let me add the property here. For which property you want to set the values? Yes and no. Value, maybe student number, right? So I'm adding 3, 2, 3, 1. Okay, 38. Fine. So this internally calls which method? Set triple x method. Set triple x method. That is what? Let me give the example here. Set s and o, and it accept the argument integer s and o because it is of type int. Set s and o method on st object. On st object, let me keep this st in a single quote so that you will have what st is. St object and assigns value and assigns 38 as a value to the bean property s and o. Okay, let me have one more example. I hope you are following about this. JSP going to set property name, st property name. Let me set here s name value. I am passing here Ganesha. Okay, property s name and value is a I pass the value. Okay, let me add one more. What are the parameter I wish to pass? So here I use s name. Okay, I wish to use some other alias names. What is the parameter here? Input request parameter coming from form page. Coming from form page. Okay, so input parameter name. What input parameter name? Any form attribute request attribute coming now. So that name I wish to pass. Maybe I'm passing here st name. Understood? Huh? Okay. So this also internally calls set triple x methods on st object and assigns. Let me use the same. This internally calls set triple x method that is set a yes name methods and it takes string value method on st object and assigns actually here value I should not pass here. If you are not passing value, guys, one more example I used to take beta control y. Let me use one more example here. Okay, in this case I do not use param, and in this case I should not use here value because value is coming from where? Form page, right? Value is coming dynamically from form page. So value assigns value. So and assigns request parameter value actually, and assigns the value and assigns the value of st name param to the yes name to the property yes name. Okay, fine. So this is one more example. If you want to fix the value statically, okay, if you want to fix the value statically, right here, because here's the value to be set for the bean property because you are fixing the static values. Clear? This value is coming from the form page. Fine. Next we shall see about get property. So So this calls get triple X methods. Get triple X methods on a Java Bean class object to get a or read the values from bean properties. What is the syntax? The syntax to work with the syntax JSP colon get property and followed by list of attributes. And it is a self-closing tag. Did I close all the tags? Yes, I already closed the. Fine. Let's have some of the examples. Or before going to start the examples, let me add some of the attributes. Attributes of a get property. It has the name. It has the property. Okay. What is the meaning of name? Oh, same. Here is property. Okay. So bean class object name ID attribute given to the JSP colon useBean tag and property what? Bean property name. Bean property name. So instead of calling setter, let me call here get methods. Okay. Examples. Example is so here let me change the property and here is name. So name already I pass st here, which I have already used in a JSP colon useBean tag. So JSP colon get property name st and set the values. So property, sorry, get the property value. Here is yes and o. Okay, fine. So this reads and display the yes and no property value by calling st dot get sno method internally. Okay, let me add some note points for further. Is it done up to here? Huh? Okay, fine. So to use Java class, to use a Java class, Java reusable class means what? Java Bean, Java Bean in both servlet and JSP programs, JSP programs of a web application it must be placed in a placed under or in a package created under web -inf slash classes directory. Right? Next, let's see example JSP web application. Example JSP web application to work with the JSP colon useBean JSP colon setProperty and JSP colon getProperty tags. So let me create a, what was the last application that was shared in the morning? 18th or 19th? This is 19th. So let me give the name called JSP useBean. Okay. Here, let me create deployment directory structure. A.jsp. You can use your name, guys. Not a great deal. Here I'm giving what? This is my web-inf folder. Web-inf directory. Under this, let me create web.xml file. Let me create a classes directory. Let me create here package p1 right up. Isn't it true? And here is my test.java/class. Java/class. Okay, both. So here, let me add node here test.java/class. Class can dot class up. Here is dot class can be used can be used in my a.jsp as well as test in a solid program also, or in solid, or you can call maybe login solid also. Means I can use this test.java. Okay, bean class. Actually, it's a bean class. I can use in my JSP also, or I can use my solid class also. Okay, fine. हे stop ला काय होतं? कंट्रोल